12. The subconscious mind, the connecting link. The 11th step to riches. The subconscious mind consists of a field of consciousness in which every impulse of thought that reaches the objective mind through any of the five senses is classified and recorded. From here, thoughts may be recalled or withdrawn as letters may be taken from a filing cabinet. It receives and files sense impressions or thoughts regardless of their nature. You may voluntarily plant in your subconscious mind any plan, thought, or purpose which you desire to translate into its physical and monetary equivalent. The subconscious acts first on its dominating desire that have been mixed with emotional feelings such as faith. Consider in this in connection with the instructions in the chapter number 2 on desire for taking six steps that they are outlined and the instructions in chapter number 7 on planning, and you will understand the importance of the thought conveyed. The subconscious mind works day and night. It draws upon the forces of infinite intelligence for the power with which it voluntarily transmutes desire into their physical equivalent. To accomplish this, it always makes use of the most practical media. You cannot entirely control your subconscious mind, but you can voluntarily hand over to it any plan, desire, or purpose you wish to be transformed into concrete form. Read again the instruction for using subconscious mind in chapter number 4. There is plenty of evidence to support the belief that the subconscious mind is the connecting link between the finite and infinite intelligence. It is the intermediary through which one may draw upon the forces of infinite intelligence at will. Alone contains the secret process by which mental impulses are modified and changed into their spiritual equivalent. It alone is the medium through which prayer may be transmitted to the source capable of answering prayer. The possibilities of creative effort connected with the subconscious mind are stupendous and imponderable. They inspire one with awe. I never approached the discussion of the subconscious mind without a feeling of littleness and inferiority due to the fact that the entire stock of knowledge on this subject is so pitifully limited. The very fact that the subconscious mind is the medium of communication between the link thinking mind and the infinite intelligence is of itself a thought that almost paralyzes one's reason. After you have accepted a reality, the existence of the subconscious mind, and understand its possibility as a medium for transmitting your desires into their physical or monetary equivalent, you will be comprehend the full significance of instructions given in chapter number 2. You will understand why you have been repeatedly admonished to make your make your desires clear and put them in writing. The necessity of persistence in carrying out instructions will also become clear. The 13 principles are stimuli with which you acquire the ability to reach and to influence your subconscious mind. Do not become discouraged if you cannot do this upon the first attempt. Remember that the subconscious mind may be voluntarily directed only through habit under the directions given in chapter number 3 on faith. You have not yet had time to master faith. Be patient and persistent. A good many statements in chapters on faith and autosuggestion will be repeated here for the benefit of your subconscious mind. Remember, your subconscious mind functions voluntarily whether you make any effort or to influence it or not. This naturally suggests you to that the thoughts of fear and poverty and all negative thoughts serve as stimuli to your subconscious mind. Unless you master these impulses and give it more desirable food upon which it may feed it, the subconscious mind will not remain idle. If you fail to plant desire in your subconscious mind, it will feed upon the thoughts that reach it as the result of your neglect. We have already explained that thought impulses, both negative and positive, are reaching the subconscious mind continuously from our four sources mentioned in chapter number 11 on sex transmutation. For the present, it is sufficient to remember that you are living daily in the midst of all of manner of thought impulses that are reaching your subconscious mind without your knowledge. Some of these impulses are negative, some are positive. You are now engaged in trying to help shut off the flow of negative impulses to and to aid it voluntarily influencing to your subconscious mind through the positive impulses of desire. When you achieve this, you will possess the key that unlocks the door to your subconscious mind. Moreover, you will control that door so completely that no undesirable thought may influence your subconscious mind. Everything that is created begin in the form of a thought impulse. Nothing can be created that is not first conceived in thought. Through the aid of imagination, thought impulses may be assembled into plans. The imagination under Control may be used for the creation of plans or purposes that lead to success in one's chosen occupation. All thought impulses intended for transmutation into their physical equivalent and voluntarily planted in the subconscious mind must pass through the imagination and be mixed with faith. The mixing of faith with the plan and the purpose of intended for submission to the subconscious mind may be done only through the imagination. From these statements, you will readily observe that the voluntary use of subconscious mind calls for coordination and application of the principles. Ella Wheeler Wilcox, a famous poet and journalist of the late 19th and early 20th century, gave evidence of her misunderstanding of the power of the subconscious mind when she wrote, "You can never tell what a thought will do in bringing you hate or love, for thoughts are things that they airy wings and are swifter than carrier doves. They follow the law of the universe, each thing creates its kind, and they speed or there the track to bring you back whatever went out from your mind." MX Wilcox understood the truth that thoughts which go out of from one's mind also embed themselves deeply in one's subconscious mind, where they serve as magnet pattern or blueprint by which subconscious mind is influenced while translating them into their physical equivalent. Thoughts are truly things for the reason that every material thing begin in the form of thought energy. The subconscious mind is more susceptible to influence by impulses of thought mixed with the feeling or emotion than by those originating solely in the reasoning portion of the mind. In fact, there is much evidence to support the theory that only emotionalized thoughts have any action influence upon the subconscious mind. It is a well-known fact that the emotion or feeling rules by majority of people. If it is true that the subconscious mind responds more quickly to and is influenced more readily by thought impulses well mixed with emotion, it is essential to become familiar with the more important part of the emotions. There are seven major positive emotions and seven negative emotions. The negative voluntarily inject themselves into thought impulses, ensuring their passage into the subconscious mind. The positives must be injected through the principle of autosuggestion into the thought impulses that an individual wishes to pass on to the subconscious mind. Instructions have been given in this chapter on autosuggestion. These emotions or feeling impulses may be likened to yeast in a loaf of bread because they constitute the action element which transform thought impulses from the massive to the active state. Thus, may one understand why thought impulses, which have been well mixed with the emotion, are acted upon more readily than thought impulses originating in the cold reason. You are preparing yourself to influence and control the inner audience of your subconscious mind in order to hand over to it the desire for money, which you wish to transmute it to its monetary equivalent. It is essential, therefore, that you understand the method of approach to this inner audience. You must speak its language or it will heed to your call and understands the best language of emotion or feeling. Let us therefore describe here seven major positive emotions and seven major negative emotions so that you may draw upon the positives and avoid the negatives when giving instructions to your subconscious mind. The seven major positive emotions: the emotion of desire, the emotion of faith, the emotion of love, the emotion of sex, the emotion of enthusiasm, the emotion of romance, the emotion of hope. There are other positive emotions, but these are seven most powerful and the ones most commonly used in creative effort. Master these seven emotions. They can be mastered only by use, and the other positive emotions will be at your command when you need them. Remember in this connection that you are studying a book intended to help you develop a money conscious by filling your mind with positive emotions. You do not become money conscious by filling your mind with negative emotions. The seven major negative emotions to be avoided: the emotion of fear, the emotion of jealousy, the emotion of hatred, the emotion of revenge, the emotion of greed, the emotion of superstition, the emotion of anger. Positive and negative emotions cannot occupy the mind at the same time. One or the other must dominate. It is your responsibility to make sure that positive emotions constitute the dominating influence of your mind. Here, the law of habit will come to your aid. From the habit of applying and using the positive emotions, eventually they will dominate your mind so completely that the negative cannot enter it. Only by these following these instructions literally and continuously can gain you control over your subconscious mind. The presence of a single negative in your conscious mind is sufficient to destroy all chances of constructive aid from your subconscious mind. If you are an observant person, you must have noticed that most people resort to prayer only after everything else has failed, or else they pray by a ritual meaningless words. And because it is a fact that most people who pray do so only after everything has failed, they go to prayer with the minds filled with the fear, and doubt, which are the emotions of subconscious mind, acts upon and passes to infinite intelligence. Likewise, that is the emotion infinite intelligence receives and acts upon. If you pray for a thing but you have fear as you pray that you may not receive it, or it that your prayer will be not acted upon by infinite intelligence, your prayer will have been in vain. Prayer does sometimes result in the realization of that for which one prays. If you ever had the experience of receiving something for which you prayed, go back in your memory and recall you actually state of mind while you were praying, and you will know for sure that the theory here described is more than a theory. The time will come when schools and educational institutions will teach the science of prayer. Moreover, prayer may be then be reduced to a science. When that time comes, it will come soon as humankind is ready for it and demands it. No one will approach the universal mind in the state of fear for the very good reason that there will be no such emotion as fear. Ignorance, superstition, and false teaching will have disappeared, and we will have attained our true status as children of infinite intelligence. A few have already attained this blessing. If you believe this prophecy is far fetched, take a look at the human races in retrospect. Less than 200 years ago, it was commonly believed that lighting was evidence of wrath of God and people feared it. Now, thanks to the power of faith, we have harnessed lighting and made it turn the wheels of industry. Until relatively recent times, it was believed that the space between the planets was nothing but a great void, a stretch of dead nothingness. Now, thanks to the same power of faith, we know that far from being either dead or void, the space between the planet is very much alive, that it is the highest form of vibration known, excepting perhaps the vibration of thought. Moreover, we know that this living, pulsating, vibratory energy that permeates every atom of matter and fills every niche of space connects every human brain with every other human brain. What reason to we have to believe that same energy does not connect every human brain with infinite intelligence. There are no tollgates between the finite mind of humans and infinite intelligence. The communication costs nothing except patience, faith, persistence, understanding, and sincere desire to communicate. Moreover, the approach can be made only each of us ourselves. Paid prayers are worthless. Infinite intelligence does not business by proxy. You either go direct or you do not communicate. You may buy prayer books and repeat them until the day of your doom without avail. Thoughts that you wish to communicate to infinite intelligence undergo transformation, such as can be given only through your own subconscious mind. The method by which you may communicate with infinite intelligence is very similar to that through which the vibration of sound is communicated by wireless communication. If you understand the working principle of radio, TV, and cellular phones, you know that audio and video cannot be communicated through either. It has been stepped or changed into the rate of vibration which the human ear or eye cannot detect. The sending station picks up the audio and video and scrambles or modifies it by stepping the vibrations of millions of times. Only in this way can the vibrations be communicated through either. After this transformation has taken place, either picks up the energy and carries that energy to receiving station, and these receiving set step that energy back down to its original rate of vibration so it can be seen and heard. The subconscious mind is the intermediary that translates one's prayer into terms that infinite intelligence can recognize, present the message, and bring back the answer in the form of definite plan or idea for procuring the object of the prayer. And understand this principle, and you will know that why mere words read from a book, prayer book, cannot and will never serve as an agency of communication between the human mind and infinite intelligence. Before you pray, you will reach infinite intelligence, a statement of author's theory only. It is probably transformed from its original thought of vibration into terms of spiritual vibration. Faith is the only known agency that will give your thoughts a spiritual nature. Faith and fear make poor bedfellows when one where one is found and the other cannot exist.